like Fervent's brilliant. Like, this shit is fucking hilarious.
Kelly Reed giving a nice shout out to Fervent here. You have great videos, she says. Absolutely. Fervent's got great videos. Follow him on Twitter.
Think you're better than me? Well, why don't we see?
We lost.
That's a friggin' banger, right? Fervent, can I was like, woohoo, that is so good.
Now, you are amazing. Thank you. I love your parody videos. Keep them going. If you do that for every trial, honestly, I think we need comic relief.
If you go to Fervent on Twitter,
Fervent. Yeah, go to Fervent.
Get a different screen open, put in your Twitter, go to Fervent, and then just
right there.
You don't have my Twitter hooked up to the computer.
Fervent.
Fervent?
Yes. Fervent HOSP, if that's the app thing.
Oh, Fervent what?
HOSP. But probably hospital, I don't know.
Whoever put that together, all kidding aside, that's very humbling in a funny way.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Can you at some point explain what fervent hosp means? Is it like hospice care? Is it a hospital? Are you a hospitality group? Are you hospitable? Long to dying cold? What is hosp? What is fervent? What is life?
Bring your moms and sons together like Tim Bradle. Eyes on the screen, snacks all on the table. Or maybe a PBJ if you're Julie Nagel. It's a fervent Saturday. We don't want it any other way. Oh yeah. Till the morning till it fades away. Laughing out, gonna let it play. It's a fervent Saturday. Every worry slips away. Whole crew here and we all can say it's a fervent Saturday.
What's up, everyone? Happy Saturday. As my musical alter ego mentioned in the intro, it was a great week for Kelsey Fitzsimmons. And speaking of Kelsey, her trial's coming up. I know we haven't really covered that case much here on Fervent, but I am happy to announce that I will be doing daily recaps, much like I did in the Brian Walshe case, as you'll see later on in this video. We're going to be doing that with the Kelsey Fitzsimmons trial once that gets started. Today, it's pajama day, guys. We're keeping it super casual. I look at this as sort of the season finale for the winter as we prepare for our spring season. And spoiler alert, there's going to be even more content for you guys in the spring. We're going to reminisce on the first 4.5 months of Fervent. It feels like I've been doing this for years. I can't believe it's been less than 5 months. Thank you guys so much for your support. Housekeeping notes, but comment, but subscribe. Venmo QR code on the top of the screen if you want to buy me some pancakes this morning. We're nearing a milestone, everybody, of 3,000 subscribers. Let's hit that today. I don't care if you have to roll your grandma out of bed to have her subscribe to the channel. And if you're the grandma, get your grandkids out of bed and say, look, if you don't subscribe to Fervent, I'm taking your Nintendo Switch away. Also, become a member. Stick around for the end of this video and you're going to get a tease of what kind of content members will be getting. You don't want to miss out. We have to start this video off with a song that really gained a ton of traction for my channel. It's what introduced me to a lot of you guys. And by the way, this is not going to be all songs. This is mostly going to be short form videos that I have on my channel, whether that's AI shorts, those snarky recaps that I do, videos in that vein. Reminder, there is a Fervent Jam Sesh video on my channel. That's where you can just listen to all my songs and rock out. But we're going to start with the song that I believe perfectly encapsulates the Karen Reed case. See you guys on the other side.
We believe that we can unlock an iPhone with our ass. We believe that medical science is a bunch of crap. We believe that Sir Isaac Newton doesn't know shit about physics. We believe that Celebrite sometimes makes up timestamps but still is the best in the business. We believe that it is acceptable to rehome your family pet of 7 years. We believe that when we are harassed, that's the only time we shed real tears. We believe that we love John O'Keefe, but our group chat showed no compassion. We believe that sometimes you slip on ice and land on your knuckles. Don't you hate when that happens? We believe in providing law enforcement with specific text strings that make us look good and then destroying the ever-loving shit out of our phones. I'm not done. And then taking that destroyed phone and dumping it on a military base. Totally normal. We believe in manipulating people when they are most vulnerable. We believe we have to tell each other what to say to Channel 4, even though it's supposedly the truth. We believe that you're dumb enough to believe that John's injuries came from an SUV. We believe that if we put a billboard up, we can shift the narrative and point the finger back at the woman who was acquitted twice. We believe in disgracing the memory of a law enforcement officer and turning his tragic death into the biggest spectacle. Now shut up, look the other way, and give us money! Sincerely yours, the House Defendants.
What is your name?
May I review my birth certificate?
So, what kind of car do you drive?
Can I review my registration?
So, what year did you graduate high school?
Can I review my diploma? What's your address? Let me go look at the street sign and I'll get back to you.
How you feeling?
Can I just call my therapist for a second? I'll be right back.
The scene,
She said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him.
but it doesn't say that in any report.
Who needs to look at a report?
We've explored the most remote regions of Vermont in search of America's most wanted dog, Chloe. Now we have good reason to believe Chloe is residing at this very farm. Let's ask some questions.
Good morning, ma'am. Are you by any chance holding a German Shepherd mix named Chloe here at this farm?
Ain't no Chloe here.
Then who is that?
Here are Chloe's papers.
She's smart. She changed her name. She's always one step ahead of us. Damn it!
Think this was her? She's like the Zodiac. She tends to leave clues at the scene. Press play.
All right.
Hey Brian, you forgot about me. Getting so bored on this farm all day. It's Chloe, I'm so far away. On that note, why they changed my name?
We start with a cameo of Yuri Buchanan and David DeChico, whose hair is graying faster than the president during election season. Brian Walshe is escorted into the courtroom Hannibal Lecter style. He has a rosary bead wrapped around his right hand, and I hate to rush your judgment, guys, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this guy is as guilty as a McAlbert's conscience. Judge Diane Frenier scans the jury like a cat looks at a laser beam. Notably, I did not hear the phrases, "I'll allow it," or "I'll let him have it" once today, so we're making progress. ADA Greg Connor gets up and proves that there is in fact a capable prosecutor in the Norfolk County DA's office. Admittedly, I stopped taking notes once we got to about the 6th Google search about disposing a body and how to get away with murder. Defense attorney Larry Tipton gets up and basically says, yeah, Anna just kind of died while lying in bed. And Brian Walshe, as one does, panics and decides to go to a hardware store and buy the Home Depot body disposal kit, which I believe has a great Cyber Monday deal when you use the promo code HOSLONG227. First witness is Harrison Schmidt, a Cohasset cop who called himself the lead investigator. There was a ton of confusion in the room as nobody knew that such a position existed in Massachusetts law enforcement. He then plays a couple of interviews he conducted with Brian Walshe. Once again, a lot of bewildered looks in the courtroom as nobody has ever heard of recording witness/suspect interviews. It was quite a spectacle. We quickly learn that Walshe is as big a talker as Kerry Roberts. Walshe goes on and on and on like he does, and we listen on and on and on like we do. Overall, there seems to be just way too much to overcome for the defense in this case. Those Google searches alone could not be more damning. There's still a controversy about how the phone data was obtained and whether it was done properly or not, but the jury hearing those searches, along with the pieces of clothing investigators found in dumpsters, will probably be enough to convict. Oh yeah, and we have a new ceiling fan.
The Fervent investigative team is here to visit some of the bravest people in the world. These men and women deliver donuts to people in the most intense conditions.
These people need their donuts. I don't give a crap that we're expecting 18 inches of snow. Donuts are always the priority. You got that? Got it! Now let's get to my nephew's house. Yeah!
I think we made a mistake. This is a bad idea.
Do you want people to starve?
No.
I'd rather endanger myself and people on the road than not give my nephew his birthday donuts. Buckle up. We're approaching the summit.
No! Donuts down! Get the backup box!
On it! Hey, I can't go any further. The weather is too much.
Nobody says no to an Albert. Keep going.
Auntie Julie always delivers. Now, let's figure out how to pin this on the girl.
After a painstaking amount of time trying to figure out where to watch this, I was finally able to check out Accused, the Karen Reed story. Let's break it down. We start at the bars. Karen is quite thirsty in this movie, literally and metaphorically. We have about 5 scenes where we have the exact same interaction between John and Karen, where Karen is like, "Oh, John, don't go to work. Stay in bed with me." Or, "Oh, John, don't go to another bar. Let's just get in your bed." "John, don't go to the Alberts. Let's just go home." That one we can all agree with. Flash forward a couple of minutes, we go to the discovery of the body. Sandra Bullock has really let herself go. Karen might as well have used a shovel to dig out John's body. They put about 4 inches of snow on top of him. Jen McCabe shows real human emotion on the 911 call. So, obviously not a realistic performance. Alright, flash forward to probably the funniest scene, which is Proctor actually showing up at the crime scene, LOL, seeing a Boston cop working the scene, LOL, collecting blood in solo cups, LOL but true. Proctor's character goes, "What are you doing? That's a solo cup." 10 out of 10, it was hilarious on so many levels. They do show Proctor sending some of his disgusting texts. The big bads in this film were clearly Proctor and, to a lesser degree, Jen McCabe. Everybody else escapes scot-free. The third-party culprits really have no representation in this film. They show both of Karen's arrests. I thought they depicted Bill Reed really well as a supportive dad. We get Yannetti and Jackson in the war room where they basically combined all of their discovery into one session. They were just like, "Yeah, we got Proctor's text coming in. Wait, hey guys, did you know that Jen McCabe Googled how long to die in the cold?" Ozempic Aiden Carney makes an appearance. It was fine. His character was completely one-dimensional. It was basically just a collection of about 4 scenes of him just saying Karen Reed was framed. We do get a rolling rally mention. We see him with the megaphone. We get a condensed version of Karen and John's relationship falling apart. Even a scene in Aruba with Marietta Sullivan. That's right. Marietta Sullivan is in the movie, but not Brian Albert or Brian Higgins. And this is yet another television project about this case that does not mention the FBI. Nobody seems interested in including that massive part of the story. Also, no real mention of Chloe and how he got the dog marks on his arm. So this all builds up to the first trial. We get the mistrial declared by Bev Cannoni, who very clearly is not doing enough sighing for my liking in this movie. Then I look at the clock and I see there's only 5 minutes left in the film. So I'm like, how are they going to condense the rest of this story into 5 minutes? And the answer is they were just going to fast forward all the way to closings of the retrial. So we get a couple glimpses of that. We get the not guilty verdict. And that's pretty much it. That's how they wrap up the film. There's a disclaimer. No one else has been charged in the murder of John O'Keefe. That's probably because no one's actually seeking justice for him. So ultimately, it's dumb. It's Lifetime. Just have fun with it. I thought Katie Cassidy's performance as Karen Reed was actually pretty good. She did not go for the accent at all, but overall, for a Lifetime movie, can't complain. I think what this shows, it's very clear, whatever the big Karen Reed project is to come, the one that she's involved with Jackson, I think it's much better served in a TV series format rather than a film. There's just too much to cover. There's so many things that happened over the last 3 years that a 90-minute film is never going to do it justice. All right, welcome everybody. It's me again, back by not so popular demand. I'm starting to get the hang of this streaming thing, so I might be here to stay. After all, I am a First Amendment guy. Karen Reed had her moment in the sun. I figure, why not make 2026 about me? Check it out. I got this soundboard. Look.
Damn, Chris, you're looking rough.
Sorry, wrong clip. Here we go.
Where my pizza at? I ordered 45 minutes ago.
All right, who fucked with my soundboard? Let's open up the phone lines, because that's why we're here. To listen to some perfectly sane people defend some alleged conspirators. All right, first one up, let's see. Let's go with someone with the handle Physics AG. Physics AG, you're on the line with Canton's favorite selectman. How we doing tonight?
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm here right now. Chris, I'm such a big fan. I've been following your career since Peter Berger, so I'm sorry if I come across flustered. I just want to say that I find it ridiculous that people actually believe that Brian Albert is capable of doing something so heinous. I mean, all you have to do is look at the waterfall footage, which I did on the Trial Channel, who does just incredible work, by the way, a master of their craft. But did you see how tenderly he was caressing Brian Higgins' ass? I saw that video and I was like, that's like when the light bulb went off for me. Like, that man is so gentle and so caring, and he couldn't hurt a fly. I mean, I'm a married woman, and I found myself like, man, why doesn't my husband touch me like that?
It's only 10 a.m. and I'm halfway through this flask. Got me thinking about the night and the way I grabbed your ass. Yeah. Jackson mischaracterized our mental state. Yeah. 'Cause it wasn't premeditation, it was simply our foreplay. I remember that drive from New York when your hand touched mine. Then you told me about Karen Reed, I lost my mind. I said, Higgy, don't forget about your bride. You said, I'll make it up to you later tonight. I miss you, I miss your ass, I miss you, give it a grab. I miss you, I miss your ass, I miss you, give it a smack. Yeah. At the waterfall you said, put your hands like this. So I grabbed you from behind and damn near gave you a kiss. You said easy there, bride. You know I'm kinda shy, but this Jameson and ginger got me feeling kinda wild. Look at John O'Keefe kissing up on my girl. Eyes on me, Higgy, you know that I'm your world. I don't know, bride, I think I'm in a girl's look. Just come back to my place and give it a whirl.
Anyway, I do hope and pray that Colin can find the strength necessary to roll out of bed this morning. Have a great night, Chris.
Thank you for that. And yeah, I agree. See, guys? These FKR trolls, they think we're all just a bunch of caricatures. Nothing further from the truth. We are normal moms, we are normal dads, we are normal alleged conspirators. Brian Walshe is once again escorted into the courtroom in handcuffs after trying to sell one of the court officers a fake Andy Warhol. Attorney Kelly Porges says, shit, if I have to try this dumpster fire of a case, I'm at least going to show off my tats. Judge Diane Fournier uses her x-ray vision to see if any of the jurors' heart rates increase while she questions them. Back on the stand is Harrison Schmidt, who takes a seat in the awkward see-through witness box. Judge Fournier reads a stipulated email that was sent to Officer Schmidt from a so-called Richard Walker, who turned out to be a Nigerian scammer attempting to collect a ransom payment for Anna Walshe. Turns out he used an image that wasn't Anna Walshe, but rather a stock image he found on iStock. Worst scammer ever. After 2 minutes of testimony, we play yet another police interview and hear a familiar voice, one that instantly makes us clench our balloon knots. That of former Canton Bulldog, former great husband, former hair grower, former trooper Michael Proctor. Tipton gets up for cross. He says the incriminating searches weren't actually made on Brian Walsh's child's iPad, but were rather synced to that device from another device. We get into a whole messenger versus iMessage spiel, which resembled my conversations with my grandparents during Thanksgiving dinner. He dips into the Karen Reed playbook a bit, implying that the officers focused exclusively on Walshe as a suspect. Surprisingly, it wasn't as effective. The prosecution wins this witness hands down. Trooper Nick Kill Me Guarino limps his way onto the battlefield. We go over the Google search that would make Jeffrey Dahmer blush. Last night, a new Canton police chief was named by the select board. I should say by 4 members of that select board because, shocker, Chris Halbert was not in attendance. The way this worked was it was basically a public job interview between the 2 finalists for the gig. Lieutenant Charles Ray was up first. By the way, Charles Ray was the name of the human who transferred his soul to the Chucky doll in Child's Play. It's fitting that the town of Canton would have a parallel to a horror franchise. I won't cast aspersions on this guy because honestly, I don't know much about him. I've heard mixed reviews. I know Colleen O'Neill absolutely hates him. He was asked, what new changes would you implement? And his first answer was, we need more dogs. Now, a lot of dogs have been rehomed or left in cars to die in Canton, so that makes total sense. This guy was so nervous, his hands and his voice were shaking. He had his mortal enemy, Colleen O'Neill, sitting right next to him. He brought in a binder and proceeded to read directly from it the entire time. Shout out to John Como, whose stream I watched this on last night. I sort of wrapped up Ray's interview with this comment. Up next was Chief Michael Daniels. He is the current police chief in Oxford, Mass. He also worked in Westboro for over 20 years. This was game, set, match in under 2 minutes. This guy was professional, charismatic, a great public speaker. He stressed accountability and transparency, 2 words that haven't quite made it to Massachusetts police academies. After the interview, we go to a vote. It was quite clear who the better candidate was. However, leaving a big decision up to Canton public officials is never a comforting feeling. Fortunately, they came through electing Michael Daniels as the new police chief. There could be a glimmer of hope for Canton after all. Happy New Year's, everyone. Be safe, please. Don't get drunk enough to leave your badge and gun in your friend's cruiser tonight.
They were the trials that captivated the nation. A Boston cop found dead on a lawn. A mystery surrounding how he got there. The police needed a hero. Someone who could solve the crime and deliver justice for Officer John O'Keefe. And there's only one place to start. You make a goddamn timeline. Follow the heroic story of how 2 middle-aged soccer moms frantically put together a timeline of events that may or may not have happened. The New York Times asks, Who decided to focus on this part of the story? Also, why did they only refer to the victim as the guy throughout the whole movie? Didn't they know this person? Advantage Boy magazine writes, "It seemed like Jen was adding details into the timeline that Kerry had no idea about."
Remember she asked me to Google how long to die in the cold?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, it totally happened. Write it down.
I will, and I'll never question you about that.
Chloe's Vermont Journal writes, "This slowly evolved into a horror film. Why is Jen so creepy?"
Your word is gospel to me.
Grant Smith Ellis writes, "Yeah, but how does Five Stones play into all of this?" But Dial Weekly says, "These ladies are mean. Am I supposed to be rooting for them?"
All she is a babysitter with benefits.
Got it. I'll note that down. Go on.
She's telling them everything. I love it.
Us long to write a timeline. The Greatest Tale of Jen McCabe and Kerry Roberts, and also That Guy That Died in the Snow. In theaters, February 27th.
And our supporters are all perfectly sane people. So with that, let's take our next call. Actually, it's a video submission. Let's see what this well-adjusted person has to say.
Hey kids, I'm back for just a minute. I got a message out there for you, Aiden Carney. All right, my message is this, friggin' dude. I'm not taking a charge. All right? I'm not taking the charge. I'm not going to take a charge for you. I can't have it, but I'll tell you this. Prison's the safest place for you.
Hell yeah, dude. You go kill that mother. Disclaimer. We do not endorse physical threats of violence toward any witness in any legal matter, especially for that terrifying blogger known as Turtle Boy, who we still claim to be deathly afraid of. Thank you. Live from the sold-out Norfolk Superior Courthouse, where justice and transparency go to die. It's day 3 of the Brian Walshe trial. Judge Diane Frenier tells Canoni to hold her Stanley mug while she shows her how to run a courtroom. She's rocking me Severus Snape look. She says she wants to give a consciousness of guilt instruction once it becomes apparent to the jury that Walshe lied to the police in this case, saying she doesn't care if the attorneys ask for it or not, she'll go sua sponte on their ass. Guarino takes the stand, doing a lot of smirking for someone who missed over 2,000 text messages between Sandra Birchmore and Matthew Farwell. Tipton goes over the Google searches again, noting that most of the search terms do not refer to murder, only disposing of a body. He says the first search phrase that included the word murder didn't occur until after the investigators started to search for Anna Walshe. Defense is actually doing a good job attacking the motive aspect of this case. The motive is quite unclear at this point. This woman with the dark hair in the background is probably pissed that every photo of her online is now going to include Brian Walsh's side profile. Now we get to the record keepers, the bathroom break of any trial. We get to a customs agent and a JetBlue representative that established that Anna Walshe boarded no flights on or after January 1st, basically establishing that Anna didn't try to pull a Donna Adelson and flee the country. We get reps from Uber and Lyft who also established that Walshe didn't get a ride anywhere on or after January 1st. Most notable part to me was the Lyft guy who appeared to have a Julie Albert Bukkake moment. He was asked to introduce himself and he said his name was Seth Fox. Now he would spell it F-O-X, so it's really Seth Fox. I don't know if it was his accent or he just slipped up. Either way, you go, Seth Fox. We hear from some of the less important cops and troopers involved in the investigation. Holy shit, the Commonwealth has some serious pull. They were able to subpoena Santa Claus himself during his busiest month of the year. Incredible stuff. Now, he was the guy who rented Brian Walshe his Cohasset home. It was revealed that Walshe contacted him when Anna went missing and was wondering if there was any nearby surveillance footage in the neighborhood. Walshe feigned like he was concerned about Anna's whereabouts. More BS from this con artist. Mark Selvaggi sells life insurance. He reveals that Anna had a $1 million term policy and the beneficiary was Brian Walshe. We have our first voir dire of the trial, which goes in the defense's favor. Anything having to do with Anna's medical status at the time of obtaining life insurance policy is kept out because the life insurance guy did not have access to the proper medical records. Defense did a pretty good job nullifying the damage with this witness. It's still kind of unclear if this was Walsh's motive. Davis Gould, a crime lab guy, is up next. We see some pretty graphic photos of the materials recovered from the dumpster dive. We don't have to go through them all. We do a lot of parody on this account, but I'm not going to joke about dismembering a body. Tipton does a very brief cross, saying that Gould couldn't be 100% sure that some of those items found were connected to Anna Walshe, and he can't say the origins of those alleged bloodstains on the materials recovered from the dumpster dive. Witness didn't shy away from that. Look at how much more credible you come off as a witness when you don't fight every single thing. Imagine that. Judge Fournier ends the day and pulls a page out of Bev's playbook and tells the jurors that Friday will be a half day. She's debating whether to let the jury know about Walsh pleading guilty to the disposal of the body. It seems the defense is going to file a written response. Walsh walks the red carpet on his way back to the paddy wagon. And that's it for today. All right, let's keep this train rolling. Next up, let's take a call from someone I've never seen before, actually. I'm curious to see what she has to say. Lemonly P? Is that it? Lemonly P, you're on the line.
First, I want to say that even though we at Drama Free is the Life for Me do not condone anything about this Spaces, we're actually really glad that you're doing it. After seeing Kerry Roberts on The Four Girls Room and hearing more about Jen doing some Inception-level science in Kerry's brain, the more you guys talk, the better. Also, while I'm here, where do you all think the 47 taillight pieces were in Gallagher's leaf blower video? How come he didn't find one piece? Isn't it weird that he found a clear cocktail glass but nothing else? And speaking of glass, where do you think that glass on Karen's bumper came from? You know, the one that didn't match anything else found at the scene? Do you think Proctor wants to come on the Spaces with us? Can one of you call him? And also, since the Commonwealth's medical examiner didn't think that John got hit by a car, what do you guys think happened?
Cut her off. I can't. I thought I could, but I can't. This is classic FKR, okay? They all do the same thing, which is list out a bunch of facts and relevant questions, and they expect us to just listen? It's delusional. You want to know what happened to Mr. Nebercracker? I got 2 words for you. No, it's not do it. It's Trooper Paul.
Put your arm out to the side, do a little spinning. Do the pirouette, boy, the pirouette, boy, the pirouette, boy. Put your arm out to the side and pirouette, boy, pirouette, boy, pirouette, boy. Put your arm out to the side. They say it came from a tail light. I say I don't know, that look like a dog bite. They tell me Paul look the other way. Is this the first person that you frame? So I start by talking to the crime scene. And yes, I mean the actual crime scene. Lawyers asking where the body and debris. I say I can't say definitely. Jackson asked me questions and I'm supposed to feel. He wanna know how John O'Kee got hit. So I tell him, Paul, put your arm out to the side, do a little spin that. And do the pirouette, boy, the pirouette, boy, the pirouette, boy. Put your arm out to the side and pirouette, boy, pirouette, boy, the pirouette, boy. Put your arm out to the side and
Damn, Fervent go crazy on that beat.
What about this piece of debris? I say, I guess he must have flown 30 feet. Wanna grill me about my degree. Go talk to one in Shannon and get back to me. Mr. Jackson, here's the situation. I don't know anything about these calculations. Yeah, I know you used to work in aviation, but these physics terms got me hyperventilating. Jackson asked me questions and I'm supposed to fear. He wanna know how the evidence got where it did. I say I got the physics knowledge of a kid. My only explanation is it just did. Pirouette boy, pirouette boy, pirouette boy. Put your arm out to the side.
Go back and watch his testimony, and when you do it on the Trial channel. Want to review all the inconsistencies in our testimonies? Trial channel is the place to go. Subscribe now. Unfortunately, I gotta dip out of here. My son has sustained yet another knuckle injury. But fear not, I have someone who's gonna take over for me. Someone all about facts and logic. A lot of people say that our streams are the cure for insomnia. They won't be saying that after this guy. He's the smartest guy I know. He writes like Shakespeare, but thinks like Trooper Paul. It's the anonymous Kevin Lahan.
What? You know I'm live in the air, right? You see a microphone in my hand? Do you see me holding this microphone? Wouldn't that tip you off in your FKR bonanza special? Your turtle tard hysteria? That maybe I might just be running a live show right now? Would that tip you off just a little bit?
Wait, by the way, I just ordered a pizza from D&E and the delivery driver slipped and fell in my driveway and landed right on his knuckles. I was wondering if I can get a refund.
Day 4 of the Brian Walshe trial. Judge Vernier adds a floral white collar to her fit today, looking like a Staten Island nun. She is allowing some text messages to come in between Anna and Will Fastow, specifically ones from December 30th and 31st. First up is Mr. Steal Your Girl, William Fastow. He sold the Walshes their town home in Washington, D.C. He notes that she was upset about not having her kids in D.C. The jury leaves the room as the attorneys are unable to come to an agreement about what text should come in. We have our first lengthy sidebar of the trial, which lasts about 20 minutes. That's what we call in the biz a half canoni. The brunette woman that we discussed in the last video has changed seats, so she's no longer sitting directly in Brian Walsh's stole shot. The fervent impact at play. Fastow says Anna and him were discussing a future together. The last text she sent them was around midnight New Year's Day. Brian called Fastow a day after. Fastow's like, yeah, I'm gonna let that go to voicemail. We hear that voicemail Brian left for Fastow saying he was concerned about Anna and that he hadn't seen her in a couple of days. By the way, Brian's tone never changes. He uses the same tone when he tells you his wife is missing Betty Wood ordering a pizza. We also see that Anna was quite bougie, wearing a Gucci necklace in one photo and a Cartier watch in another. As the great thespian Kanye West once said, if you're reffing with this girl, then you better be paid. Kelly Poor just gets up for cross, channeling her inner Englishwoman, 'cause she's going straight for the tea. Fastow says that there was never really a concern that Brian knew about their affair. Fastow references the grand jury and said he had one phone call with the prosecution a couple of months before today to review those minutes. Contrast this with someone like Jen McCabe, who had about 7 meetings with the Commonwealth prior to her testimony. Funny how that works. Fastow notes that Anna only said positive things about Walshe. Meanwhile, the rest of us are trying to see what she saw in him. We see a smattering of other witnesses, a pink guy who reveals Walshe asked about his hole in the ceiling on January 6th, a couple of fitness studio instructors who say Anna actually had a session around 8:30 p.m. on New Year's Eve. We see footage of Walshe throwing a bag away at a dumpster. Then Trooper Connor Keefe hits the stand. He says he's assigned to the Norfolk County DA's office. They had to stop court for a moment as multiple red flags were thrown into the witness box. We get testimony showing data that Anna's phone last pinged around the area of the Walshe Cohasset home on January 2nd. We also see that Brian's phone was registering movement from his Cohasset home to various hardware stores and ended up at a dumpster near his mother's home in the days following Anna's disappearance. Silly Brian. We all know that we should have used the dumpster at a military base. We get data from our favorite digital forensics company that is sometimes right, Celebrite. Walshe had searches for Christmas Day plane crash, Anna Walshe found dead, and William Fastow, DC real estate on Christmas Day. This was after Anna's flight back to Boston was canceled Christmas morning, which may indicate that he had some suspicions about Fastow. Ultimately, it was an interesting day. Fastow is a unique character. I've seen mixed reactions to his testimony, and he was pulling some sketchy shit, engaging in a pretty serious side relationship with Anna. However, it also definitely seems more clear that Brian knew about the affair, and it could have been a potential motive. Another Karen Reed civil hearing in Plymouth Superior. We'll see if Plymouth is far enough away from Dedham to escape the stench of Morrissey's corrupt ass. Karen rocking the lighter hair color. Jackson dusts off the dried blood of Hank Brennan from his suit jacket. We wait a preposterously long time for the public to be allowed in. Judge Gildia takes the bench and in classic Massachusetts fashion, immediately calls for a sidebar. We're at sidebar for almost 40 minutes, or what we call in the biz, a full cannoni. After the sidebar, the judge says, "I'm not getting paid enough for this shit. You all try to figure it out yourselves." Jackson sends a text to Diller that reads, "You coming here?" with 3 question marks as they meet out in the lobby. Christina Reck shows up 40 minutes late and promptly greets the O'Keefes. We stare at a ceiling without a fan for what feels like 2 hours before the lawyers return. Finally, we get to hear the attorneys speak. Just kidding. It's another sidebar. Finally, Diller gets up and says this.
I also want to acknowledge to this court and to Miss Reed that I was mistaken when I interpreted her words to say, "I'm dead, I'm effing dead."
AJ took on the role of a strict father and basically told Diller, "You go out there and apologize to your sister or I'm taking your Xbox away." Diller withdraws his motion for the TRO. The O'Keefes are in shambles. Meanwhile, Team Reed is starting to take depositions in 10 days, which means expect to see a lot of friends and family meetings from the McCabes and Alberts in the next week as they review their timelines, get their story straight, and destroy whatever phones they deem necessary. Day 5 of the Brian Walshe trial, and it's a half day. Normally, the cannoni start time on such days is approximately 10 a.m. with a 10:30 break, followed by a 40-minute sidebar, that's a full cannoni, followed by an hour lunch break, followed by 10 minutes of sassing the defense team, followed by another sidebar before giving up and sending the jury home. But this is Judge Dye's courtroom, and she don't play those games. Trooper Keefe is back on the stand. He has a case of bukkake lips in that he doesn't have any. We go through more text messages. We finally get to see the text messages on the screen. That would have been nice yesterday. We see some eerie text messages Brian is sending to Anna in the days following her disappearance. Messages like, "Hey, where are you? Hey, where'd you go? Hey, can you call me?" Text with zero emotion. Tipton starts his cross. Keefe repeatedly looks at the jurors like, "Get a load of this guy." Easy, Mr. Norfolk County. You still need to earn our trust. After a lengthy sidebar, about 3/4 of a cannoni, Tipton asked Keefe who the case manager was for the MSP in this investigation. And Keefe responds by doing the unspeakable, uttering the name of he who shall not be named, Michael Proctor. Tipton is itching to pry open Proctora's box, a term coined by the Greek god of law, Peter Tragos. We'll see if the defense calls Proctor. They will if they know what's good for ratings. Most of the cross is showing messages between Brian and Anna leading up to New Year's, which illustrate that the two were discussing another property, making dinner reservations for New Year's Day, saying they love each other, and other seemingly normal conversations. Tipton is trying to make the point that there was no indication of any tension or stress in the relationship. Heather Sullivan is up next. She is used to admit the dumpster items into evidence, the hatchet, hacksaw, hammer, and other disturbing items. We will hear more from the medical examiner next week. Following the announcement that Michael Morrissey will not be seeking re-election, that officially makes him eligible for the Fervent Hall of Corruption class of 2026. And it's no surprise he has emerged as the favorite to take home the prestigious Golden Taillight Award for biggest piece of shit. Let's see why he's such a favorite by looking at this highlight reel. Miss Gilman, if you could. Now, this is his masterpiece. Just a wonderful piece of corruption here. A tape that will be studied by future corrupt leaders nationwide. About 14 ethical violations in this 5-minute video alone. Hall of Fame numbers. Sprinkle in about a handful of provable lies, and you have the chef's kiss, of impropriety. The first trial ends in a mistrial. Shout out Judge Cannoni for not polling the jury nor accepting a partial verdict. Great corruption on her part. Now, what an ethical DA would do is perhaps realize that they didn't have the evidence to convict and just cut their losses and move on. But not my Mikey. He decides to shell out more taxpayer dollars to bring in a ringer. And not just any ringer. Let's bring in the guy that defended Whitey Bulger. That'll make the community trust this prosecution even more. And now we get to the worst of them all. A young woman, a woman who is part of the Police Explorers program, is found dead in a Canton apartment. And all you have is the footage of the potential culprit entering the facility minutes before the incident and leaving the facility minutes after the incident, plus 32,000 text messages showing the nefarious relationship between them, the FBI conducting its own investigation, and handing you a case on a silver platter. And what did you do with that silver platter? You sent it back to the chef. Oh, you want to implicate a cop? Not on Meatball's watch.
It's a beautiful Christmas day, but for some reason I'm feeling gray. My wife asks me if everything's okay. I say it feels like my last Christmas as DA. I wonder how I'll fill my days when there's nobody left to frame. She tells me, pick your 3 chins up, it'll be okay. Make the most of what's left of your reign. You're right. If you laugh at my fat ass sliding down the chimney, that's witness intimidation, and you are guilty. Wanna know what happens when you litter? Don't ask me, ask Rich Schiffer. Wanna expose my favorite family? Just take a look at Aiden Carney. I made sure there was no justice for John O'Keefe. We'll prosecute Farwell, he was such a peach. Too bad, feds, you couldn't catch me. I'll continue haunting Norfolk County. Wait, who the fuck is this guy? I take it back, feds, you're doing great, guys. Appears my reign of terror is coming to an end. Took me this long to comprehend that I was involved in so many setups, but it was me who was the punchline.
Week 2, Day 6 of the Brian Walshe trial. There's no better way to start your week than by taking a trip down to Norfolk Superior. where the spirit of Canoni haunts the halls like a dementor. Soft talker alert. Dr. Atkinson takes the stand. We see more pictures of some of the dumpster items, including potential blood clots on pieces of carpet. This blood was stored in sealed evidence cups and put in a freezer in formaldehyde to preserve tissue samples. You can tell they were working with limited resources and that they did not use their preferred method of storing evidence, which are red Solo cups. Tipton gets up the cross. We see that Atkinson had an out-of-date CV, or what we call in the biz, a Shannon Burgess. He was the deputy chief medical examiner and is now just a medical examiner. That is never explained. Tipton's main point is getting the Emmy to go along with his sudden, unexpected death theory, and he doesn't do a terrible job. There's this whole deal of, well, the manner of death was undetermined, and Greg Connor gets up on redirect and is like, yeah, that's probably because there was no body to examine. Up to bat is Teresa Marchese, who was the director at Tishman Speyer, the company that Anna Walshe worked for. She confirms the life insurance policy. Tipton is really trying to plant this idea of a Legionnaires' outbreak at some of the properties managed by Tishman Speyer. But everyone he asks has no idea what he's talking about. Next witness is Patricia Patterson, Pat as I call her. She says she works at the Cohasset Walgreens. ADA Yas asks her, where is that Walgreens? She responds, Cohasset. Riveting stuff. We see footage of Walshe buying Band-Aids and topical ointment. Joseph Caesars, a liquor store manager, gets up. During his testimony, we have a few power surges. I told you, the spirit of Canoni is alive and well. Timu Clark Kent takes the stand. He works in Lowe's Asset Protection. We accompany Walshe on his New Year's shopping trip where he buys enough cleaning supplies to service the Empire State Building. Matthew Sheehan of the MSP Crime Lab is next. We see a ton of crime scene photos from Walsh's home. And we see an assortment of items with blood on them, and notably, pictures of a basement floor with apparent blood on it, which left me with one thought. You never know what investigators might find if they actually search the house where an alleged incident took place. Just food for thought.
The Fervent investigative team is on a mission to answer one question. Why are there so many butt dials in Canton, Massachusetts?
I've been studying the human anatomy for 55 years, and I've never seen anything like this. The way the posteriors in this town are able to communicate with each other is, quite frankly, disturbing. Yeah.
I've been studying statistics for 65 years, and I've never seen an anomaly like this. It keeps me up at night.
I've combed through centuries of historical communication records. I've never seen evidence of humans or any other species communicating with their anuses.
Hello? I'm gonna find you, and this will be the last butt dial you make. You understand me?
We just don't like seeing you like this. This butt dial thing has changed you.
How are they doing it, Michael?
I saw a tutorial on YouTube. Here. It's all right.
Phone goes right in the back pocket. Yours too.
Got it.
Okay, so this is the Canton technique. You want to do a quick squat, just like that.
All right. Oh, it's ringing! That's incredible!
Told ya.
Welcome to Longwood Galleria. Let's get justice for John O'Keefe. We got Brian L. Hurt sitting in the front. Woo! Shout out to you.
Day 8 of the Brian Walshe trial. We're starting the trend backwards as for the second consecutive day, we start with a lengthy sidebar. A short voir dire before Mutlu, Jem Mutlu, takes the stand. He says sometimes he spells his name C-E-M and other times G-E-M. That's some witness protection shit. This man has more spelling errors than a Proctor police report. He said he saw Anna and Brian's kids as his own. Kinda weird considering they only met a few years prior. He keeps his mouth open like a half yawn and looks like he's waiting for a thought that never shows up. He celebrated New Year's Eve at the Walsh's Cohasset home. He gets choked up a bit when he recalls Anna greeting him that night, but he says Anna and Brian were both in festive moods. Interesting that he was the only guest at this New Year's Eve party. That's pretty much the Super Bowl of third wheeling. He says Brian called him and told him Anna was missing in the days after her disappearance. Said Brian told him that she got an Uber and left for a work emergency a few hours after Mutlu left that night. He said Brian's tone was not panicked, That adds up as Brian has the emotional range of a parking meter. Porges up for cross, she notes that Jem and Anna got really close really fast. Jem gave Anna her job in Massachusetts before he moved to D.C. Quickly, she became his right-hand man. We hear a story about when Brian was in federal court. Jem held Anna's hand as the federal judge gave his declaration. Anna told Jem that Brian's mother wasn't happy that Jem was holding her hand. Apparently, Jem had a thing with another female coworker, and Anna said she was jealous of that, implying that she had a crush on him. Prosecution is not happy with this line of questioning. We get repeated objections and sidebars. The topic is dropped, unfortunately, for those of us who love the drama. We learn Jem introduced Anna and Brian to Will Fastow, a.k.a. Mr. Steal Girl. But he said Anna never told him about the affair with Will Fastow. We meet the Home Depot Asset Protection Manager, who is rocking the official haircut of the Massachusetts State Police. We see Walshe on a few more of his sus shopping trips. This next witness's testimony was heartbreaking. You can tell she was a real, genuine friend of Anna's as she reminisced about her. One interesting point is that Walshe's mother visited a psychic who told her that Anna was having an affair. Was looking forward to making a psychic joke, but damn it, they were spot on in this case. She says that Anna told her that she was falling out of love with Brian and that Brian rarely told Anna that he loved her. And with that, the prosecution rests its case. Tipton gets up and makes a quick motion to dismiss, which is swiftly denied. Ultimately, at the end of this case, the prosecution's motives, not that strong. However, the defense is going to have the problem of there's no third party to point the finger at here, so they're really going to be banking on that sudden, unexpected death testimony from whatever medical expert they have testifying, which I can't see holding much weight. When in doubt, call Proctor.
Good afternoon, Dr. LaPosada.
6 minutes till the afternoon. Good afternoon.
That's okay. Mr. O'Keefe thrust backwards. Is that what you determined looking at his head injury?
That he was, I didn't understand you had your hand in front of your mouth.
Sure, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know about thrust. I'm asking if you have an opinion. Your words. Do you have an opinion about thrust?
What do you mean thrust?
Can CAT scans and MRIs show contusions on the brain?
Well, they might.
Subdermal hemorrhages?
Subdural hemorrhages. Yeah. Yes, they
herniations? Can. Dr. LaPosada, have you ever had any experience studying the brain in real time, clinically, going and opening somebody's skull and treating the injury before the person dies?
No, I'm not a neurosurgeon.
You don't have any neurological expertise, do you?
I'm not a neurologist. I'm not a neurosurgeon. I'm a forensic pathologist.
Have you ever heard of a Guzman coma score?
Glasgow, you mean?
No, but it's Glasgow, but have you heard of Guzman?
It's called Glasgow coma score.
Many people can't be saved. Did you know that about 1/3 of them do get saved?
I don't know what you're talking about. 1/3 of everybody has different sorts of injuries. 1/3 of what?
With a clavis fracture, coup contre coup. Are you aware that 1/3 of those patients survive if they get the proper treatment?
It depends on the amount of force.
Okay. Are you aware that a study would show, have you ever read a study by Isaac Wolf on clavis fractures?
No.
Have you read any studies on clavis fractures?
Clavis fractures? Yes, I understand what clavis fractures are. It's a part of the base of the skull.
Okay.
And
have you...
Go ahead.
Please. Did you want to
No,
say?
you go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you read any studies that tell you with the proper treatment, despite these potentially catastrophic injuries, that 1/3 of patients can survive?
No, but that's not the case we have here.
Do you agree it takes a few hours for the bleeding to accumulate in the person's eyes?
No, as soon as you break the skull bones and the heart's pumping, the blood comes out of those injuries.
So
it starts to accumulate right away. It starts within minutes, you can see it.
So you would disagree with the suggestion that it takes at least 1 to 2 hours for that bleeding to occur in the eyes. You disagree with that?
I do disagree with that. It starts immediately.
Now, would you characterize this as a classic wound caused by falling backwards and landing on your head?
What do you mean a clot? Every wound is different.
Can the frozen ground be hard?
A frozen ground can be hard, but it doesn't fit the pattern in this injury.
Do you agree that a brain is very soft, consistent with, for example, tofu?
Oh, gross. What do you mean? It is soft.
Is it that soft? Is that the texture of it?
Well, it depends on what kind of tofu you have.
Okay. She was not credible. That's a direct credibility determination by another tribunal about her testimony. So I would like to, and that's why I came sidebar rather than ambush, to give the court notice that I'd like to get into the criticisms regarding her run as medical director that led to resignment after she was audited and left 1,500 bodies unattended or incomplete. Also get into the criticism she received for her handling or lack of handling of the station nightclub fire.
Mr. Brennan said that the audit established that, as the chief medical examiner, the audit revealed that she left 1,500 bodies unattended, was his quote. Bodies unattended. That's absolutely not what happened.
The backlog issue, if we can call it that, with the ME's office, I'm going to allow the Commonwealth to get into that through questioning. Same with the station nightclub fire, based on the testimony already in evidence.
Station nightclub fire, that had numerous victims, didn't it?
Yes, 100.
And you received criticism because you were repeatedly requested by emergency responders and police officials to come to the scene, and you refused?
That's incorrect. First of all, nobody called me to come to the scene, and medical examiners are not first responders. As soon as I got a call that there was that fire in the nightclub, my investigator went right to the scene, and I was in constant communication with him throughout the early morning hours of that horrible accident. And I went into the medical examiner's office because I had to start getting ready to run our office 24 hours a day to not only take care of the poor individuals who expired in the nightclub fire, but also the regular work of the medical examiners. So there was no need for me to go to the scene because I had my investigator there, and my job would be at the office to get things all set up to handle the influx of deceased.
Did you receive criticism that over 17 hours there was an effort to have you come to the scene, but you refused?
There was
going around in a different way.
Yeah, that's incorrect. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to steal.
Oh. Okay.
Hold on for a second.
Okay.
Ask you differently, Mr. Brennan, please.
Did you receive criticism that officials...
I'm going to allow it based on the ending, pursuant to the ending, Lieutenant.
Did you receive criticism that for over 17 hours officials were asking you to come to the scene and you refused?
It was untrue. It was printed in the newspaper. We looked up all the phone records and provided it to the newspapers and showed that nobody called me to go. I would have gone if I needed to. I had my investigator there. It was just bullshit. No, it was erroneous stuff.
After you resigned, you opened your own company?
Yes, I started an independent consulting practice.
How much of your business is consulting?
It's a consulting practice.
Yep. How much of your business? How much of your income is consulting?
100%. It's consulting.
If somebody is deceased, does any blood pressure from their heart still move in their body?
No, they're dead.
And so in that 5.5 hours, it is consistent with a person being outside in the cold and starting at 98.6 and ending at 80. That's consistent with being in the cold for 5.5 hours, isn't it?
For a dead body, yes. That's how a dead body would cool in a snow-covered cold environment.
And it could also be consistent with somebody who is alive for some time and then dies, correct?
I don't understand your question.
Somebody could be out in the cold, under the snow, sub-freezing. They could be alive for some time. Their body temperature could drop. And then when they pass and die, their body temperature could continue to drop, probably at a more rapid pace. that still fits within
No.
5.5 hours, doesn't it, Dr. La Posada?
No.
Oh. Because if someone can drop 4 degrees of body temperature in an hour,
A dead body.
yes, it would only take about a little over 4 hours if it was at 4 degrees to go from 98.6 to 80. Yes?
Correct, yes. So he was exposed to that cold environment for 4 to 5 hours.
If somebody was alive for a couple of hours, it's a lower rate, so you lose 3 degrees. And then, after that couple hours, they lose body temperature at 4 degrees. That would still fit and be consistent with a drop from 98.6 to 30 degrees, and
No.
to 80 degrees, wouldn't it?
No, you were saying a dead body cools in a cold environment at maybe 3 to 4 degrees an hour, and that has nothing to do with a living body and how long they can stay at a body temperature.
Do you disagree that somebody could be alive, lose body temperature out in the cold, freezing temperature below 32? They could lose body temperature at a certain rate, then pass out, die, and then continue to lose body temperature. Is that possible?
Anything's possible. It's just what's important is what happened in this case.
I'm asking for your medical opinion, though, rather than to be an advocate. As far as your medical opinion,
So sustained, and I'll strike back.
as far as I remember discussing or raising the issue of a bumper as part of your equation, that the injury to Mr. O'Keefe was inconsistent with the injuries?
He has no injuries on him that are consistent with being hit by the back of the SUV. That includes the spoiler, that includes the bumper.
Let's get into number 10. If you made a list of people in the entire country who had the worst 2025, Michael Proctor might make the list. If you can believe it, his 2026 looks even bleaker. Here's Alan Jackson calling in the C word.
That this case carries a malignancy, one that is spread through the investigation, it's spread through the prosecution from the very start, from the jump. A cancer that cannot be cut out, a cancer that cannot be cured. And that cancer has a name. And his name is Michael Proctor. Now, you didn't hear his name in the prosecution's opening statement. Not once. And I suspect that was probably by design. But make no mistake about it. The evidence will show in this case that Michael Proctor is the very definition of the Commonwealth's case. And he's also their Achilles heel.
Number 9. After Brennan tries to say Owesi doesn't know what he's talking about while trying to get a Daubert hearing for forensic expert Richard Green, the lesson leader strikes and demolishes his argument in under 1 minute.
Did you want to say anything very briefly, Mr. Alessi?
In 60 seconds or less, Your Honor. Thank you for the opportunity. The Commonwealth said a little knowledge is dangerous. I don't know what a hashtag is. I've never heard of what was just said as a hashtag. It's a hash value, and it's a very important concept to get right. With regard to the whole premise and point of my argument, Your Honor, that this is a difference of opinions, it was just made by the Commonwealth foreman. What was said, it's alleged that Mr. Green has reckless opinions. My point exactly, take away the reckless. They're going after his opinions, and it's been stated now by the Commonwealth itself. It's the opinions, and those are not proper for a Daubert hearing. Thank you, Your Honor.
Number 8 is another now former cop who was given a 4-word piece of advice by the Boston Police Commissioner, who swiftly denied it, but also has been caught in 1,000 lies since the trial ended.
At some point, did the commissioner say to you that Boston Police Department, insofar as your connection to this case is concerned, Boston Police Department fully supports you?
Yes.
Did he also say, do the right thing?
That's a direct quote, so I can't recollect if he said a direct quote 2 years ago.
A year ago, when you talked to us, the defense, did you tell the defense that when you were called up to the commissioner's office, he told you two things? Commissioner Cox told you, number one, the Boston Police Department supports you, and Officer Deaver, do the right thing.
So he said my name correctly. He said Dever, and
That's not a mistake. Let's see. Like, you want me to repeat the question so I get
So,
right?
Mr. Jackson, let's go ahead and answer, please.
yes, and he said nothing with the intent of guiding me one way or the
I
other.
asked you what his intent was, madam. I asked you what he said to you. What were his words to you?
That he supports me.
And?
Just wanted me to tell the truth up here.
And his words were, do the right thing, right?
I don't recall.
Number 7. Hank Brennan tries to go behind the defense's back to secure phone data of communications between Karen Reed and Turtle Boy. Unfortunately for Brennan, this hearing, like every other one in this case, was streamed on YouTube. And the defense team caught wind of this and barged into the courtroom like total bosses, culminating in Karen's iconic squint.
5th, 2023, 7 months of material that ostensibly could include everything from meeting notes, calendar invites, text, videos, things that have absolutely nothing to do with communications between Mr. Kearney and the defendant. So how can the Commonwealth make the threshold showing that those are relevant?
First, this is a ruling with Mr. Kearney, so I'm asking that Mr. Kearney and his attorney be at the table. I'm not sure why we're being joined by Ms. Reed's team, unless they have standing in this.
We're a little...
When the FBI wanted to chat with Jennifer McCabe, she said she needed 10 minutes to brush her teeth. We learned this was code speak for calling everybody in your favorites and then lying to the feds about it.
Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. You ultimately called these officers back, correct?
Yes.
And you explained to them that you had been untruthful with them, correct?
I explained that I had forgotten to mention a couple of people that I had reached out to.
You had forgotten. Is that your testimony?
Yes.
You had forgotten. You remembered Matt and you remembered Carrie, but you had forgotten the others that you had just contacted maybe 30 minutes before.
Yes.
There were 5 people that you contacted, weren't there?
I contacted Matt.
Let's go through them.
Yeah.
Yes, no.
I know 4 off the top of my head.
Okay, let's go through them.
Okay.
You contacted your husband, correct?
Yes.
You contacted Carrie Roberts, correct?
Yes.
You contacted Peggy O'Keefe, correct?
Yes.
Then, Ms. McCabe, you contacted the district attorney's office, correct?
My witness advocate.
The district attorney's office.
My witness advocate who works for the district attorney's office.
Thank you, Ms. McCabe.
Yes.
And you also left out that you contacted Brian Albert himself, correct?
Yes, my brother-in-law.
For some reason, your brother-in-law, who's the 30-year Boston police detective, correct?
Yes.
And on whose lawn John O'Keefe was found dead or dying. Objection.
I'll allow that.
Correct?
Yes.
For some reason, you did not want these officers to know that you had communicated specifically with Brian Albert, the homeowner, just before you talked to them. Correct?
No, incorrect.
There was some reason that was important enough for you to lie about that, even though you had been admonished that it's a crime to lie about that to those officers. Correct?
Incorrect. I didn't lie to them. I had forgotten who I had called.
Number 5. I have just 2 words.
An expert to bolster our argument. There's another word for that, or another phrase for that. It's called presenting a defense for someone charged with murder. He indicates, well, what are we going to do? This guy's going to get up there and testify. What am I supposed to do? Call a bunch of other Canton PD officers to talk about how great their investigative techniques were? Yeah, there's another word for that. It's called rebuttal. That's what you're supposed to do. And then he says, well,
you
hang on.
wouldn't be objecting if they called somebody in rebuttal to reinforce a great investigation?
Oh, no. Mr. Brennan said, what if I called a Massachusetts state police officer to say that this was the best investigation ever? I have 2 words. Do it. Do it. I'd love that. I'd love a shot
Okay,
at that.
so I said let's take personal.
That's not an invective. That's not a personal shot at Mr. Brennan. I'm just saying, do it. You want to call in another expert? That's a classic battle of the experts. That's fine. I'll put Mike Easter up against any expert they want to call. But the reality is, Your Honor, we're entitled to present a defense.
Number 4. After 3.5 years of being on the defense, Karen gets her moment to announce to the world that she's coming for you bitches.
Anticipating the status of this case, it's important to inform the court that from Ms. Reed's perspective, we have affirmative claims that we intend to bring on her behalf. Those claims stem from the same facts that are at issue in this case. Those claims, Your Honor, are against parties that are not in the litigation at this point, including the Massachusetts State Police, Lieutenant Brian Tully in his personal capacity, Sergeant Yuri Buchanan in his personal capacity, Michael Proctor. Those claims would be in the nature of violations of Karen Reed's civil rights, and conspiracy. The claims against the Massachusetts State Police would be negligent training, supervision, and retention of Massachusetts State Police troopers. We also intend, Your Honor, to bring claims, affirmative claims, against Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Matthew McCabe, Jennifer McCabe, and Brian Higgins, who were the occupants of 34 Fairview Road in Canton on the night in question. Those claims will be in the nature of civil conspiracy, violation of Karen Reed's civil rights, and then a claim against the town of Canton through its police department for negligent failure to secure the garage in the Sally Port.
Number 3. This one goes out to all the anti-Karen people who love to throw the vehicle data in your face. As Dr. La Posada notes, that vehicle data doesn't mean shit if the car didn't hit John O'Keefe.
From the defendant's Lexus.
No, other than looking at the contours of the back to see if it had impacted Mr. O'Keefe.
When you were doing differential diagnosis, did you look at any information that would tell you what the speed of that impact may have been or allegedly was?
Well, it didn't hit him, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. So you didn't care to know anything about the car, the data in the car, because you had already formed your opinion?
It did not hit him, so it was not relevant to my opinion.
Is that a different way?
By looking at the body, I could tell that there was no evidence of impact with the vehicle. So whether the vehicle was going slow or fast is not relevant.
And so you didn't try to get any information about the speed of the vehicle? It was totally irrelevant to you?
Correct.
Number 2. We learned about Brennan's humiliation fetish through his embarrassing cross of Dr. Rentschler. Here, Rentschler kills 2 birds with 1 stone by annihilating both the prosecution's accident reconstruction expert, Judd Welcher, and the entire case itself.
You've done testing regarding Dr. Welcher. You don't have any evidence, any statement that he was trying to reenact the actual collision.
When I did that, there's one test with the arm like this. That's the only evidence that was presented in his opinion or in his case. I evaluated that. I have not seen any other explanation of what happened or how it occurred. Specifically, Dr. Welcher said in his report on page 9, he said, I have conducted an accident reconstruction and biomechanical engineering analysis of this matter. If he did not recreate how he was positioned, if he did not determine the speed of impact, if he did not determine how Mr. O'Keefe's body moved, if he did not determine where he ended up, then he did not conduct either an accident reconstruction analysis or a biomechanical causation analysis. He did nothing of the sort.
Other than your opinion, let's get back to my question if I could.
I believe I answered at the beginning of that, sir.
I'm going to ask you again. My detailed question is, there is nothing in Dr. Welcher's report or any of his presentation that states he is trying to represent the exact posture, movement, and stance of Mr. O'Keefe when there was a collision? It's not anywhere in there where he stated that, is it?
It's not stated. I'd be curious to find out what that, if that wasn't the intent of the test, I'd be curious to see what the actual intent was.
Is the answer no, it's not in there?
I think I just said that at the beginning of my answer, sir.
I'm going to ask you again, is the answer no?
The answer is no.
Number 1. It was the moment 3.5 years in the making.
Mr. Foreman, on docket number 2282CR117001, murder in the second degree, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you? No. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do all of you agree?
Yes.
Thank you. 002, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
Of.
Is not guilty or guilty of that charge or any lesser included charge?
Lesser included.
Thank you. Specifically, number 5, operating under the influence of liquor by operating a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. Correct?
Yes.
So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Guilty.
So say you all?
Yes.
003, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar leaving the scene after accident resulting in death? Is the defendant not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you all? Jurors, hearken your verdict as the court records that you upon your oath say the defendant on 001 is not guilty, on 002 is guilty of operating under the influence of liquor, and 003 not guilty. Thank you.
All right, jurors, everybody please be seated. Jurors, we thank you for your service. We're going to send you back. Your service is complete. I'd like to come back and talk to you for a little bit afterwards. So thank you very much.
All rise. Jurors, follow me.
All right, we cannot end on a more positive note than that, so let's quit while we're ahead. That's the Fervent motto. Now, I promised that you're going to get a sneak peek of members-only content. That's how we're going to end this video. But first, just want to remind you, FU Hank merchandise is found down below in the description box. You can sort through merchandise such as hoodies, t-shirts, tie-dye, backpack. We got dog bandanas in there. You know, my dog personally is a big supporter of FU Hank, and so I have a bandana on its way right now. Super excited for that. But if you want to go simple, get a coffee mug, okay? I mean, there's no better way to start your day than by expressing how much you hate somebody. All right, so now let's get to the tease of a new mini-series that's coming on the Fervent channel for members only. Thank you guys. We are live every Wednesday and Saturday here. We might be adding some things to the schedule. Stay tuned. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend.
Honey, have you seen Chloe?
No.
Where could she be?
Maybe she's with Higgins' phone. Did you check the military base?
There ain't no party like a McCabe birthday party. There ain't no party like a McCabe birthday party. There ain't no party like a McCabe birthday party. There ain't no party like a McCabe birthday party. Now they're out here calling us the house defendants. How the hell do we even contest this? Guess Karen really wants her vengeance. Oh shit, now we're known as the house defendants. House defendants. We the house defendants. We the house defendants. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant to be a house defendant.